How's it going, everybody? And welcome to MSNBC, my snarky news broadcasting channel, where I have been joined and roped into hosting this yet again because, well, someone is still not back from wherever he's gone to, and we're missing somebody, and apparently I'm the only one on camera. This show is starting off great. So,
I'm here.
my name is Matt, and I've been joined by one of my gorgeous co-hosts that you can't see because, I don't actually have cleavage that they want to look at, but that's fine.
You're still handsome.
Ishtar is here. How's it going, darling?
Hi. They can hear me, right? You can hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Hi, baby.
Wren will be joining us probably around the 9 o'clock hour because she is working. So she's going to rush home and join us. Which is why there were only two options in the poll, which still can be voted on until we get to the very, very first article.
Apparently, Antoine has been spotted in Vegas, hiding in slot machines and shushing Tom.
Oh.
I can see that. I can see him doing that.
Oh, no, in a slot machine in
Yeah,
Vegas.
in a slot machine, and I can see him doing that.
He wouldn't give Tom the jackpot. That's mean.
Kind of a dick move, but
Yeah.
definitely doing the shh. Pretend I'm not here.
All right, let's say hello to the wonderful people in chat. Zeo Gold was first with the gold, so he's living up to his name. Mitzi was silver and got second. Clockwork Hellcat got third, which I believe that is their first third place. And Vess Husband comes in with an honorable mention of fourth. And then right after that, I jumped in and said, hey, we're pushing this back a half hour so we can eat.
You don't count.
I know I don't count. Steve is here. How's it going, Steve? Clever has learned a new language that I cannot. I think that's some sort of Swahili. I can't pronounce that one.
I think that's Arabic.
Oh, well, it's
because they have the really pretty alphabet.
Got it. Well, Clever is here. How's it going, Clever? Dark is here. It says, guess who's back? Jund got 10th. They're going all the way to 10th place now. Nathan got 11th. Yeknomeno says, between numbers 12 and 13. How's it going, everybody? Everybody's getting placings. Tom is here.
This is what happens when you start this habit with people. They think they can do it.
I just go for the first four, that's kind of the rule. Tom says, eat. Eat? I came here to be entertained. Dance, monkey, dance.
That works for him. It doesn't work for me because I get hangry. Nobody wants to see me hangry.
Yeah. And then I guess you, Hellcat, and Tom got into a thing about Hellcat deciding to write a novel and wanting to be,
yes. Hellcat, remember,
negatively.
Someone on Twitter said that you can't do this, and that you would suck at it. Twitter people are mean, but someone said that.
Got it. All right. And then John, did I say hello to John already? I think I did.
Yes. And hello, JR.
And let's see. Did I say hello to Nathan? I don't think I said hello to Nathan.
No, I don't think you said hello to Nathan.
But Nathan does point out, he said he saw a poll and saw an option as Florida Man, and we're pretty sure we know what he voted for.
Right, spooky science.
Right. And JR says good morning. So I think that's everybody. But how was your week?
My week?
Yes, your week.
You know how my week was.
I'm just asking. I want you
my week has been. Hi, Spunky.
I want you to tell them how your week went.
My week has been quiet. A little anxious today.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lie. A lot anxious today, but I got through it.
Well, that's good.
I baked a lot this weekend.
You did. Do you want? Do you want to tempt them with your delicious treats and tell them about what you did?
I made Mitzi some decadent double chocolate brownies with little Heath bites in it, little bits. They are freezing because in order to ship them without them going bad, I have to ship everything frozen. Um, I made two different types of shortbread,
Yeah.
and I made you a lemon cake.
Yeah. You did. There
Yeah.
is okay. So explain the two different types of shortbread for the people who don't know.
Okay, so my usual shortbread is like a really simple shortbread. It's kind of like the stuff that you can buy um, in the blue tins at Christmas time type of shortbread, and just really simple, easy to make. But the other one I made was an Italian shortbread called canestrelli.
Canestrelli.
I'm pretty, huh?
Canestrelli.
That's what I said.
You probably pronounced that wrong.
I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. I don't speak Italian. I'm doing the best I can. But it's this really, really light shortbread. It's a very delicate flavor and it just kind of disintegrates in your mouth. And it's so weird because
It
it
does.
was
She gave me a taste of it and it just kind of falls apart. It's really good. Um it's really soft. It does
mhm.
dissolve. The problem is because it's a shortbread, it absorbs all of the spit in your mouth. So it's definitely a milk cookie.
It is definitely a cookie to have with like juice or milk or tea or something. It's really good. And I drizzled it with chocolate to make it even better and it came out amazing.
It did.
Um
You made little flour half dipped flour cookies,
yeah.
and then the big flour cookies with the little flowers cut out in the middle. She kind of went all out for no reason because they were just made for me, and like I'm just
They
gonna
were not
devour
made
them.
just for you.
But John says, "Damn it! Now I need to sign up for the baked tier. That sounds amazing."
Well, when Mitzi's goods arrive and she has tried them, you can get her testimonial. Um, they will be, I want to make sure they're good and frozen, Mitzi. So they'll probably be going out at the end of the week. I don't want them to go bad trying to get across the border to you.
Mm.
But defrosting them will be fine. You just let them defrost in the fridge and then heat them up when you eat them, and they'll be decadent as hell. You'll love it.
So you're saying that you are sending contraband across the border?
I am sending her contraband, yes.
Now, are these? Are,
I'm sending her double chocolate brownies and I'm sending her um apple pie cinnamon rolls.
no, I'm not happy about you sending off apple pie
Yeah, I know.
cinnamon rolls.
You're so pissed about that.
All right, so
I'm not letting him have any.
we're gonna end the poll. 15 votes. It does look like Florida
Florida
Man
man.
is going to be the first one. All right.
I
No,
would never smuggle KFC into Australia. That's Matt. I would smuggle in, pies and shit.
I wouldn't smuggle in KFC to Australia. You don't.
You would smuggle in better KFC.
Yeah, I would smuggle in actual food, not just chicken that's
Who the hell gets
overcooked.
in trouble for Who the hell is smuggling KFC in Australia to begin with?
People who are locked in their homes and are not being allowed to actually go out and do anything. The fact that they got arrested for smuggling in KFC and the cops put it all in the hood to make it look like it was a fucking drug bust should tell you something about Australia right now. Florida Man has nothing on Australia Man, okay?
Australia has become a dystopian nightmare. Canada's well on its way to being there if it's not already there. Don't even get me started about half this country.
Let's lighten things up, shall we? Let's
Next year, we're planting a really big garden, just so you know.
All right. All right. So, we're going to start things off with a why did you think that was going to work story.
Ooh.
So, Lake City man steals a car and then tries to trade it back to the same dealership days later.
Props for cojones.
Like I said,
Points away for being stupid.
this is one of those stories that's like, why did you think that was going to work? Employees say upon checking the vehicle's VIN number, they discovered the vehicle was stolen from the dealership lot just a few days prior. Jacksonville, Florida. Because why else would it be anywhere besides the worst parts of Florida? A Lake City man tried to trade in a vehicle this week, but instead of a new car, he ended up with multiple charges. I have a question. Is this the only dealership that was in Florida? I mean, there's got to be more than one dealership in Jacksonville, right?
I'm sure there are, but then there's also the belief that nobody would check. That's the part that gets me is he honestly believed nobody would check and see if he did that.
Possible.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I've traded in my car before, and that's one of the basic things that they do when they're trading in a car is run the VIN. Because the VIN will tell them if there's any. Hey, it's a Wren.
It's a Wren.
Because it will tell them everything from was this car totaled to, is this car, I don't know, stolen?
A Florida man decided that he was going to steal a car and then try and turn it in to get another car to the same dealership.
That's, yeah.
Ignorant.
So on Monday, the Lake City Police Department was dispatched to 4325 West US Highway 90, Lake City, Chrysler Dodge Jeep. They need a better way to put all that. Just say Chrysler Dodge Jeep, whatever, Auto Emporium, I don't know, to report of a stolen vehicle. Upon arrival, officers spoke to employees who advised that an individual came to the dealership and was attempting to trade his current vehicle for a new one. However, employees say upon checking the vehicle's VIN number, they discovered the vehicle was stolen from the dealership lot just a few days prior. Police say after being advised of his rights by officers, the customer, identified as Timothy Wolf, admitted to stealing the vehicle from the dealership lot.
That's the other thing. Don't ever admit to it.
Additionally, a review of the dealership's closed-circuit camera system showed the crime occurring. Wolf was arrested and transported to the Columbia County Detention Center without further incident. He was charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle, dealing in stolen property, criminal mischief, and petty theft. He is not the brightest, but once again, this is one of those things which, really? Did you honestly think that was going to work?
Yes. Yes, he did.
How's it going, Samaj? Samaj says, hey, hello, Florida
Samaj.
Man is a national treasure. No, Florida Man is a national disaster. Wren and Ishtar are national treasures.
No. Our current governmental regime is a national disaster. Wren and I, well, at least our tits are national treasures. Florida Man is our national.
Hold on. I just noticed.
He's the short bus relative.
Wren.
Yeah?
Are you wearing a shirt with a heart hole to show cleavage?
Yes.
Wait, what? Hold on. Oh my. Just put her on camera.
Samaj.
There's your clicks.
Samaj,
right and left.
Will you shush?
No.
Are you finally, Samaj, trying to get out of Canada? I mean, and you're going to run from Canada to Florida? That's
great.
Well, to be fair,
it's an upgrade, but
it's
only
an
a little
upgrade, and also it's more interesting.
True.
I mean, you're never bored.
You'll never be bored in Florida.
Jund says he needed to give them inspiration for GTA 6 so they can finally get it done. And Dark says, yeah, their tits are, in all caps, yeah, their tits are national treasures.
Yep.
Yaknameno says it is a chat-approved shirt.
It is.
Wait till you see my Sailor Moon outfit for Halloween.
Ah, is that what you're going as?
Yep.
Oh, that's okay. Well,
Matt and I are discussing doing an all-day spooky game stream again.
because it's Sunday and we don't get
Sunday.
trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, we never get trick-or-treaters, which really sucks. But
I'll be able to actually show more now because of the way that I got my setup going. So, if you can see over my shoulder, I got a little jack in the background.
Yes.
And I believe if I move my head, well, move that way. Nope, you can't see it because I'm in the way. Too bad! Alright, so, Wren, you are here. You have your articles.
Yes, I do.
Would you, I mean, we were going to skip over you and go straight to Spooky Science because Florida Man won the first article. But if you want, you can bless us with some cringe.
Okay. Well.
And I use the term bless lightly.
Okay. Well, how about this? How about I be nice?
Okay. Well, you're already being nice to the chat. You have a boob window.
Yes. But I have a nice story about a dog.
All right.
Brits baffled after spotting Spider-Man sausage dog on top of high pub roof.
Spider-Man sausage dog.
They should have gone with just calling it Spider Dog.
Well, actually, I think there is a spider dog. I know there's a spider ham, but I don't know.
Okay.
Someone created Spider Dog, and it's probably done a whole bunch of horrible things with Rule 34. So just be aware.
Spider-Man sausage dog, yes. But visitors to the British pub were baffled when they looked up to the huge boozer's roof and spotted a tiny sausage dog towering above the people below. A picture of the Three Merry Lads pub in Sheffield had the internet in stitches after people spotted the tiny dog perched proudly on its roof. And you see from the picture, he's very proud.
Probably, I would say proud, with a mixture of proud and scared, because he doesn't actually know how he got up there or how to get down.
Yeah. It was taken by a man who was out walking his own dog in the city of South Yorkshire, who said he could hear barking but couldn't figure out where it was coming from, as the Daily Star reports. He found the source, a tiny dachshund perched on the roof of the pub, which appears to be a great way from the ground, a daunting climb for a big dog, a gigantic effort for the little pooch. There is his name. There's the little dog.
He is a cute little pupper. Everybody awe at the pupper.
There's the pupper. His name's Chester. Chester's very cute. Anonymous posters uploaded a snap to the Casual UK forum on Reddit, and it quickly went viral with 31,600 people liking the post and over 600 commenting.
I mean, how could you not like the post? Look at the cute little puppy.
Well, you can't see how cute he is from the original picture. He is very, very far away.
No, but I'm looking at the picture of him closer, and he's got tiny eyebrows. And the way his face markings are done is it looks like he has a mask.
Aw, I know
He's
cute.
so cute.
So it means he's COVID responsible then?
Yes.
I meant superhero mask, but yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, I can see it. The superhero mask.
Yeah.
Capturing the image, the poster said, "One morning, countryside dog walk. When I hear barking, couldn't figure out where it's coming from till I looked up, and people quickly began joking about how the cute little pooch managed to get on the roof."
Spider dog.
Spider dog. One person said, "The dachshund is finally as tall as he feels."
Because they are vicious little animals.
Yeah.
They're sweet, but they have Napoleon complexes and think they're bigger than they are.
All little dogs have Napoleon complexes, whereas the big dogs think that they're puppies for the rest of their life.
Oh, and they think they're lap dogs.
Yeah.
They're not. Another added, "I love the fact that the dachshunds don't understand we're small. They believe they are big hunting dogs." And the best people like that. The landlord of the Three Merry, luckily people, I'm skipping their comments.
Yep.
People did find out they did contact the pub to find out what's going on. The landlord of the Three Merry Lads said, "This is Chester. He's our dog. He's fine. He thinks he is Spider-Man."
Yeah, he's fine. He thinks he's Spider-Man. I don't know why.
And quote,
sorry, continue.
Quote, "We live in the flat above the pub and he likes to escape and have a look around. So he didn't necessarily climb.
He just found his way out.
He went out a window and that's his porch." But to rest assured, everyone, Chester is safe. He is as good as he is safe. He just likes to get around.
Apparently.
So I have the perfect description for big dogs versus little dogs.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Big dogs are himbos. You know what himbos are, right?
That would be Fabio. Fabio is a himbo.
Basically, big, giant guys who are about as threatening as a housefly.
Mm-hmm.
It's a himbo. That's the big dogs. The little dogs are Karens.
Yes.
They're loud, annoying,
Not-
and think they're dangerous.
Not wrong.
I'm really not.
Spunky says, love spooky stuff. If you love spooky stuff, check out the Cringe Book Club from last Sunday, and you will hear the first 2 chapters of The Silver Eyes from the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise.
Cute.
So, it was. I know the first book of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise is not the best written book, but it's so far the best written book that we've read. Tom says Fabio seems like a nice guy. That goose was out of line. For those of you who don't know,
geese are bastards.
Yeah, he was. Not only was he attacked by a goose, but he was also hit in the face by a pigeon.
Animals may not appreciate Fabio.
Yeah, he was on a roller coaster and a pigeon broke his nose. Like he was going down and the pigeon hit him and broke his nose. Like he was a bloody mess when he got off the ride. He was in good spirits. Just the pigeon is dead. But as far as I know, Fabio is a nice guy. He's done a bunch of he when he was in his prime, he did a lot of interviews, he did a couple reality shows, and he was genuinely a nice guy, just not the brightest. All right.
When you look like Fabio, you don't have to be the brightest.
All right. Spooky science time. What do we got?
Asteroid 3 times the size of the Statue of Liberty will zoom past Earth on the fall equinox. Astrologers, get your shit in gear because the signs are gonna be everywhere.
Yep. Yeknamena says, Damn Alien. How's it going, Damn Alien? Damn Alien says, best you've read? High bar there. I know. That's why I'm saying that it's not that great of a written book, but it's the best we've read so far. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Ray. Ray has amazing writing skills. He has not written a book. That's why I specified book. We have read books.
Actually, I think he has written a book.
He did write a book, but we're not reading his book.
Okay.
So it's like the Five Nights at Freddy's book has the meme smiths stumped at this point in time because there's nothing to work with. Okay, so we are we gonna try and lasso this so we can end it in a good, end it on a good note, like 2021 was the last of human civilization.
We can only hope. But we better get it in gear because Wednesday is the fall equinox, which will bring the Earth about 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of night, and a renegade space rock measuring about 3 times the size of the Statue of Liberty. The asteroid, named 2021 NY1, creative NASA, will sail harmlessly past our planet, god damn it, according to NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, but is still considered a near-Earth object because it will pass within about 120 million miles of the sun.
That is near Earth? 120 million miles.
I guess there's scale to consider. Wren, can you tilt your camera down just a smidge? A little more cleavage. Just, asking for there you go. Awesome. We get food and boobs. This is prepare for the clicks, babe.
Oh, yes, because that's just going to start raking things in.
And homemade pizza at that.
See? Food and boobs.
If there was another pair on screen, it would be different.
Just a second. This is what happens when you ask for things. There you go. Does that work for you?
Sure. Tom says, the heart shows how much Wren loves you.
All right. So, where was I?
And Dark says, it's fake because it says miles, not light years. And then in all caps, yes, food and boobs.
Well, this is from Live Science, and they actually are pretty sciencey.
I can't get mine out because it would scare people away.
This asteroid will, by that standard, asteroid 2021 NY1 will make a relatively close approach of about 970,000 miles away from Earth, or just under 4 times the distance between Earth and the moon. While asteroids like this pose no threat to life on Earth, unfortunately, NASA monitors all.
We
Fucking live
just started
science
and
every
you are
single time.
yawning.
It's live science. They do it every time. NASA monitors all NEOs on the off chance that their orbits might change in the future, bringing them closer to a collision with our planet. Studying the characteristics of NEOs can also reveal new information about the early days of the solar system, as most asteroids are rocky fragments originating from that time. Asteroid 2021 NY1 is a decent-sized rock measuring between 425 and 985 feet in diameter, or somewhere between 3 and 6 Statues of Liberty tall, according to NASA's database.
It's not that big.
The freewheeling rock is cruising through space at 21,000 miles per hour, or about 27 times the speed of sound. For what it's worth, this autumnal asteroid is nowhere near the closest ever to pass through our neighborhood. That honor goes to asteroid 2020 QG, which zipped just 1,830 miles above the Indian Ocean on August 16th, 2020. No known asteroids have come closer without burning up in the atmosphere or hitting our planet's surface.
This was
The one
actually
from 2020,
a short live science article.
Oh, and it wasn't selling a show.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Miracles.
Tom says you are at least 5 times more attractive than Jessica Yaniv, and that weirdo has fans. I don't know how much of a compliment that is.
It's a compliment.
But I'll take it. I gotta take what I can get. So. Alright. We're gonna move on to Florida Man. If I can find a good one. Alright. We got beautiful women on stream. So what's better than thinking about those beautiful women doing something like twerking?
Twerking.
That would cost a lot of money.
Well, I'm not saying you two should twerk. I'm definitely saying they should twerk. But what I'm saying is that something happened in Florida that twerking was involved.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'd like to say that this is one of those rare occasions that it's a Florida woman story.
It's never Florida woman when it comes to twerking.
But it's not. Florida man twerks for officers during a traffic stop in the rain and gets tased.
Good for them.
Now, when he comes up on screen for you two, imagine him twerking for you in the rain during a traffic stop. See, this is why I'm kind of implying that maybe you two should do something like that to wash the taste out of our mouth from this article. Because he's not the most attractive person.
He's not bad looking.
He's just not good looking. I mean,
He looks kind of like a methy Robin Williams.
Kinda. He does kind of look. Honey, does he look like a methy Robin Williams?
Yes.
See?
All right. A regular traffic stop turns into a spectacle in Citrus County. We know for a fact that John has said he's planning on becoming a Florida man, so we can read about him. So this is something to aspire to. You should be twerking at a traffic stop. Citrus County, Florida. While most people would choose to cooperate with police during a traffic stop, most sane people,
Most sane ones.
some don't, and some even get violent. But one Florida man got a little cheeky. Orlando, what is this? Orlando 7? Leave the jokes to the professionals. Richard Wolf, 57, of Crystal River, got out of his SUV, bent over, put his hands on the wet
Can you
floor,
grab me booze? I have some up here.
and began twerking for the Citrus County Sheriff's deputy in the pouring rain of Inverse on Tuesday. A bystander recorded the odd encounter. Oh, please let the video be here. And a video showing Wolf dancing for the officer in the median on State Road 44 is circulating the internet. "What are you scared of?" Wolf said to the police, according to the Chronicle. "I got knives, you got a gun." That's not something that you need to say to the police. Just saying.
Rule number 1, you never say you have a weapon to a cop. Unless it is a completely peaceful and you were just informing the cop. Otherwise, no.
Wolf later took out a knife and threw it into the grass. After several attempts from the deputy to get Wolf to listen and stop, the officer resorted to tasing him as he walked away. The dance, the tase, and the arrest, all of it was caught on video. The suspect was charged with resisting an officer without violence, fleeing from law enforcement, and reckless driving with a bond set at $3,500, jail records show. According to the Chronicle, Wolf was originally pulled over for disrupting the flow of traffic by attempting to pass cars using grass medians and turning lanes.
That's a no-no.
Okay, so I don't think... I'm gonna close this down real quick because I want to check this link. See what it is. It is to Facebook. There is video. We're going to be watching this video.
I have Seagrams, so I have liquor.
All right. Are you all ready?
I'm ready now.
What the fuck is going on? He is humping air. All right, I got. Okay, I have to give him credit. He is ballsy.
That's not twerking.
Well, no, he's just wiggling his
Now
ass.
it's twerking.
Yeah.
In the loosest sense of the term.
He's just shaking his butt. Oh!
Oh, got fucked up.
And he got tased right in the gut. And he's resisting. Look, the cops are already pissed off. The cops are already pissed off that they're doing this in the rain. Don't resist.
Hellcat says, "I don't think he's twerking. I think he's just tweaking."
Well, there's that too.
Possibly.
How's it going, Pat?
Pat.
We are watching someone shake their booty at cops and then get tased and arrested. In Florida. During a storm.
Of course it's in Florida, though.
And Yeknomeno says, with all that voltage, his buns have never been tighter. Alright, I think that's it. It's just him being arrested. That's great, though. That's awesome. Give him... I must give him credit.
Yes.
Alright. Hit us with some cringe, Wren.
All right. We shall go to...
It is after 9, so if you want to do your headline thing, because we're basically going to be just stopping at 10.
Okay.
So it's going to be a shorter show, so you can do your
Headline.
headline. Yeah.
Okay. Little Uzi Verte, whatever the...
Little Uzi Vert? I don't fucking
Little
know.
Uzi Vert? I don't know.
Who this dude is.
I don't know who he is either. But this is slightly older, but I had to save it because he says that fans ripped a $24 million diamond out of his forehead.
Yeah, so this guy went for the full vision and put a $24 million pink diamond
In his forehead.
in his forehead. Because, look, And this doesn't just go for black people. I'm just going to say people who started off poor or lived in the street or things like. I mean, he's already got tattoos all over his fucking face. But the people who lived in the lower parts, be it redneck, be it ghetto, be it barrio, be it whatever, don't know what to do when they get lots of money.
No, they don't.
So he embedded a $24 million pink
Diamond.
Marquise diamond.
Yes.
Marquis, don't pronounce the S.
Whatever.
She's going to get picky about it.
She can get picky.
Little Uzi Vert said he was doing some crowd surfing at a recent music festival when someone yanked out the jewel embedded in his forehead. Quote, I had a show at Rolling Loud Festival, and I jumped into the crowd, and they kind of ripped it out, he told TMZ about his performance in July in Miami. Not to worry, though, as the recording artist says he's feeling good and still has the diamond. The pink diamond is reportedly worth $24 million and was surgically implanted in the rapper's face earlier this year. In January, he tweeted about buying a pink diamond. And yeah, apparently he's been paying for this diamond since 2017. Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
Oh, a barbell piercing is now where the diamond has been. So he has a barbell in the middle of his fucking forehead.
Yeah.
Cat,
Well-
what are you doing? What are you doing?
The cat's being a cat.
No, Dark, he didn't have Wanda. Yeah, okay. So aside from this being just a bad idea in general,
Mm-hmm.
diamonds are not the most hygienic thing.
No.
The good news is that the diamond is not porous, especially if it's got a really good cut to it.
Well, you can see it on screen. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see how clear it was, but it's a natural pink diamond.
The problem is being implanted in his head like that. Diamonds accumulate oils and grease. That diamond will
Ew.
never shine again. And what's worse is there's a good chance that the soap that he uses on his face, whatever he uses in his hair, so on and so forth, that is all gonna run the risk of getting underneath the skin, covering the diamond.
Look at the dude. Look at the picture.
I am looking at the picture.
Does that look like the smartest man in the world?
No.
Does not.
Does that look like a highly intelligent person?
No.
Does not.
Does that look like someone that bought crack from a $5 hooker down the street?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think he understands anything about diamonds and just saw a big, pretty stone, had the money for it, and put it in his head.
At least buy the big pretty stone and put it in jewelry.
Or just buy the big, pink, pretty stone and tell people you got it in a safe.
No. You
Put
could
it
still
in a display case.
you could still use it for a piece of, but you'd have to do like those headband things
Like
that
a
people
tiara,
wear.
a tiara thing, or a
Tiara
circlet?
thing, or a circlet, or something for your head where it's not implanted in your head.
No, he would look too much, too gay. And
The pink diamond doesn't say that already.
I'm just saying he would look too gay, so he decided to embed it in his forehead anyway, which just makes him look stupid.
Yeah.
No, I'm. Tom says y'all say that, but Lil Wayne breaks the mold for face tattooed rappers. Okay, he has face tattoos. Lil Wayne is still not dumb enough to embed a $24 million diamond in his forehead, thinking that
No.
he's cosplaying the real life Vision.
No, he would probably make some gaudy giant necklace with lots of diamonds and go, look at this.
And the fact that he was dumb enough. Okay, one, he trusts his fans enough to go fan surfing. All right, that's cool. A lot of artists do that. There's nothing wrong with it, right? But he trusts his fans enough for him to think that one of them isn't just going to go up and grabbed that diamond out of his forehead.
He's lucky he still has it, because any other fan, let's be honest here. If you were at a concert and some artist had, for some reason, a giant 24, and they openly stated $24 million diamond in their forehead, and they lost it and you grabbed it, would you return it?
Well, okay. Technically, you have to. There's no way you can sell it. These diamonds like this are laser engraved with serial numbers. There's no way of getting rid of them. They're tracked. So you try and sell it, you're not going to be able to make anything off of it because they know it's stolen.
But if you could.
I mean, if you could, that thing's going. Look, if you could take it and not try and sell it, sure. If you want to put it away, you can.
No, I meant like if it wasn't trackable for some reason.
Well, yeah. Everybody at that concert would take it. Every single one. Ishtar would take it.
Yeah.
She's not listening.
Ishtar would be planning the piece of jewelry it'd go in.
Maybe. Thinking something with a lot of filigree.
Spunky says there was a dude that got gold hooks in his head and has like gold chains for hair. That's dumb.
No.
Dark says only face tat rapper I like is Tom McDonald. I don't know who that is.
Oh, the Minion watches Tom McDonald all the time. He's actually really good.
Damn Alien says not dumb enough or just didn't think of it first. I don't think anyone is dumb enough to go, I want to surgically implant diamonds in my forehead.
Oh, no. Tom brings up a good point. Ish would have it cut into smaller gems without the laser engraving.
Are you high?
Yeah, see, I knew that was coming.
Okay, sorry. She probably would make something with a lot of filigree and just be like, it's my pretty necklace.
Yeah, basically.
And Steve has come back.
It would be bezel set to hide the laser inscription, and I would just tell them, yeah, it's not laser inscribed. I'd sell it as a full piece. No one would be able to track it till the diamond came out. By then, I'd have my money and be long gone.
She's thought of this.
I'm a jeweler. It took about 5 seconds to figure out how I would hide that.
Steve says, I missed a good chunk to see Wren's window and Ish's gazonkers, and I am not displeased.
I've never heard them called gazonkers before, but I'm okay with it.
And Dark says someone literally got surgery to look Korean, so this isn't a stretch. I can't argue that. All right. Let's move on to some science. Ishtar.
Am I allowed to do my
Yes.
article?
Yes.
Here we go. Man finds creepy doll boarded up under the stairs.
Ooh.
A primary school teacher in Liverpool, England, found something decidedly creepy hidden in his new home. When 32-year-old Jonathan Lewis moved into his new house recently, one of the first things he did was remove the plasterboard that a previous owner had used to cover up the space beneath the stairs.
That was a bad idea.
There was a wire coming out where the previous owners had the fridge, but I didn't know where the wire was plugged in, so I knocked through a bit of plasterboard to see what was there, he said. Instead of finding wires, however, he was shocked to discover an old rag doll sitting inside the space, wearing a pinstripe dress and clutching a small piece of paper. Dear reader...
I was going to say, don't touch that. Don't touch the doll. Leave it, board it right back up, and forget that you ever saw it.
But if it's really a spooky doll, it will remember that you saw it.
Dear reader/new homeowner, thank you for freeing me, the note read. My name is Emily. My original owners lived in this house in 1961. I didn't like them, so they had to go. All they did was sing and be merry. It was sickening. Stabbing was my choice of death for them. So I hope you have knives. Hope you sleep well. After a little bit of digging, however, it became apparent that the doll was not what it seemed. According to the real estate agent, the kitchen had only been fitted a mere 5 years ago, meaning that the doll had most likely been placed there as a joke by the previous owners.
That's a good joke.
That is actually a good joke.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I found the whole thing hilarious, said Lewis. I'd probably do the exact same thing. I have seen stories or seen suggestions online of when you're building a new deck, get like a Halloween skeleton and bury it underneath for the next person to renovate.
That's
Oh,
messed,
God.
that's messed up.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, but messed up.
Totally gonna do that.
Spunky says that's the start of a horror movie. Not wrong. Tom says the note should just say 7 days. Damn Alien said, board it back up and burn the house down.
Yeah, basically.
I'm with that one. And Yakameno says that's a long time for a punchline. Bravo. Clapping.
You know what?
A punchline they didn't even see.
Exactly.
That's dedication to a punchline, because they don't know if they're going to be in there 5 more years or 10 more years.
Yep. So, I give them credit for getting a creepy looking doll and putting it in creepy clothing and the whole... I mean, they told a story with a simple piece of paper, like a simple note. That's good. I like that. That was good.
Good, nice added touch of I hope you have knives.
Yeah. I hope you have knives was honey, we're getting rid of all the knives. Board this shit back up. How are we going to eat food? With your fingers.
We only eat finger food in this house now.
All right. Everybody loves Disneyland, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ishtar, you like Disneyland?
I do like Disneyland.
Chat, you like Disneyland? I basically, I'm going to give you some tips on how to get first in line according to this Florida man. He found a better version of a fast pass. Now, now this hack might get you in trouble though, if they find out that you did it. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Florida man skips lines at Disney World with stolen Disney-issued iPad.
Good on him.
He used it to give an unofficial tour of Disney's Hollywood studios. Not bad. Don't necessarily know if it's legal, but he definitely got it. Now, I've never been to this site before. It's from The Bite, so they have titles and things like that. Mouse Hunt. Nobody likes long lines at theme parks, especially Disney's not bad. If you have someone good to talk to, and you're with friends and having a good time, the lines don't seem as long. If you're by yourself and you're grumpy, well, that's a different story.
Other problem. If you're with a small group of children.
It wasn't that bad. I was there with a party of 16.
It was your first outing with my family.
No.
And 6 of them were small children.
Yeah.
Okay. Small children in heat when they're grumpy. When it's really hot out.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
We had some fun with a couple, before I read the rest of it. We had some fun. Mm-hmm. Because at first we all went as a group, right? There's 16 of us. So when I was there at the front, hanging out with my future mother-in-law and father-in-law, and the ride operator goes, "How many in your party?" And my mother-in-law goes, 16. If you've never seen the look of panic on a ride operator's face at Disneyland, it is worth every penny of bringing 15 of your closest friends. Because the look went from disbelief, did this person really just say that number, to this bitch just said 16, to holy shit, what are we going to do with this? And then all they said, and this was Pirates of the Caribbean. This wasn't like Jungle Cruise or anything like that. This was Pirates of the Caribbean. Just looked at us, looked at her and went, hold on one second. We had to wait for 3 boats to pass before they gave us two whole boats by ourselves. But she flipped her shit. And then we did it on Splash Mountain. The one on Splash Mountain was like, all right, you go there, you go there, you go there. It was not as good. We took up 3 logs.
He went, okay, I'm used to this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go.
Yeah. So, but the look of panic on the Pirates of the Caribbean operator's face was priceless. I loved it. All right. Nobody likes long lines at theme parks. However, it was apparently enough of a headache for one Florida man to use a stolen Disney employee iPad to jump lines at one of the parks. Wren Carletto, 30, allegedly used this illicit technique to give an unauthorized tour of Disney's Hollywood studios in June, according to WESH2 News. He also used the iPad to allow him and a group he was traveling with the ability to cut in front of lines at the park. Carletto would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for that meddling mouse and its well-staffed team of world-class fraud investigators. According to WESH2, an official Disney investigator, which is apparently a job that exists. For those of you who don't know this, Disneyland and Disney World, as well as their other theme parks around the world, all have their own fire department, their own medical staff, and their own police department that are deputized by the state. You can be arrested by a guy with a badge in the shape of a mouse.
Yep.
Just keep that in mind. Was alerted to several unauthorized overrides on reservations in the employee-exclusive Walt Disney World app. The investigator found that Carletto giving his illicit tour as he was cutting in front of a line for a ride. The wannabe tour guide surrendered the iPad to authorities who let him off with an official warning. Authorities are still unsure how exactly Carletto obtained the employee iPad, though he did claim to investigators that the device was given to him by his boss named Tony, whose identity is still unknown. Well, his name is Tony. How hard could it be to find a guy named Tony in Florida, let alone in one of the biggest theme parks on the planet?
Hi, Gnostic.
How's it going, Gnostic? It adds a level of espionage and intrigue that you normally wouldn't expect out of a theme park, let alone from the happiest place on earth. Yakimeno says, still safer than the House of Mouse's legal team. Not wrong.
Not wrong.
Although, depending on what it is, like if it's an entertainment property, they just put a 1 and then look at the person who owns the property and goes, we're going to keep putting zeros at the end of it until you decide to say yes. It's how they acquired Spider-Man. The way that I see that they came into that negotiation with Sony is on one end of the table and it has their line of like 4 lawyers, right? And then someone in a bright red shirt with a yellow vest, blue pants, and wearing mouse ears sits down. And then a stormtrooper's line of lawyers come in behind it. And the person goes, I have been authorized by my Lord and Savior, Mickey Mouse, to buy Spider-Man from you. If you don't understand that, I'm going to put a 1 here. You see this 1? And then I'm just going to fill it out until you decide to say yes.
In which case, the other lawyers go, okay, we're going to sit here quietly for a while now.
Yeah. And apparently, according to what I saw on Film Theory, is that deal between Sony and Disney is coming up after the 4th Spider-Man movie. So, if Sony is smart, they're gonna renew that deal. If they're dumb and don't like the money that they get to pull out first, that's the thing that people don't understand. Disney gets money from marketing. That was part of the deal. They get marketing money from Spider-Man stuff. So Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, Into the Spider-Verse, and No Way Home, the new one that's coming out. All of the marketing that is being done, not only does Disney pay into it, but they get money off of all of that. So anything that's bought from the toys or things like that, Disney gets. Sony, on the other hand, gets, I think it's 80% of the box office value first. They get to pull their money out first. Disney gets the rest.
Sony's probably going to keep the deal going.
I was going to say, that's an amazing deal. If they get rid of that deal, they're dumb. Because the way that the Marvel Superman universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going, is they can reboot Spider-Man. All right, so say Tom Holland suddenly gets hit with late onset puberty. I know he's over 20, but he looks like a high schooler. So he gets hit with late onset puberty and he can't do Spider-Man anymore. That's fine. There's Spider-Gwen, and Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2099, and Spider-Man Noir, and Penny Parker. I mean, they've introduced a bunch of Spider-Men that they can branch off into that Sony owns the rights to. If they're smart, they'll continue to own the rights to it and have this weird, deal with Disney.
Where Disney just makes the movies and they just get the money.
Exactly. Hellcat says, what did I miss? Sony snorting cocaine off of Mickey Mouse's shoes again.
Yes.
Yeah, basically. There's a reason that Mickey's shoes are so shiny all the time.
Well, it's being kissed by a lot of people.
Yes.
And licked and rubbed on and in some cases humped. So they call her Ghost Spider now? Who? Gwen? Spider-Gwen?
Yeah.
I think that's a dumb name, but Spider-Gwen is better. Anyway. Let's hit us with some cringe.
Okay, I do need to have cringe now. I was nice with the first one, and the pupper.
Well, I mean, getting your head, the $24 million diamond ripped from your forehead was kind of cringe too, if you think about it.
Yeah. Vlogger pushes to cancel the word curry because of colonial origins.
Oh, why? Why, Wren? Why? Look, Antoine isn't here. Why would you do this to me?
I have to have cringe. I'm contractually obligated to have cringe.
But Antoine is not here to rant.
No, but it's cooking, so you can rant.
Oh, don't.
A California vlogger.
Of course it's fucking California. Everything bad is in California.
Cooked up an Indian food controversy with the call to cancel the word curry, blaming its widespread usage on British colonialism. A viral April Instagram post from Shanti Bansal, fuck her name, I can't pronounce it to save my life, on her Rooted in Spice page, sparked a debate over the word's usage to describe dishes of different tastes in various regions of South Asia, and has been widely recirculated in recent media reports.
Fuck this bitch.
Quote, I'm not even gonna bother with the recipe in this voiceover because I have more important things to discuss, like canceling the word curry, she says in the post, accompanying a video of her cooking. Okay, not in all cultures, but specifically in Indian cuisine, because I don't understand what that word means, she added. Quote, like there's a saying that the food in India changes every 100 kilometers, and yet we're still using this umbrella term popularized by white people who couldn't be bothered to learn the actual names of our dishes. But we can still unlearn.
Hold on. 1, fuck this bitch. 2, they do the same thing with pasta. When you say, what are you having? You say, I'm having Italian food. That automatically makes people think pasta.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't know that every different noodle is named a different thing.
Yep.
If the noodle, which is a normal spaghetti noodle, is half that size, it's named something else. If it's flat, it's named something else. If it's half that size, it's named something different. There's elbow macaroni. Elbow macaroni is a completely different thing. Then what's the name of the pasta that is hollowed inside again?
Bucatini.
Bucatini. Bucatini is amazing. It is as long as spaghetti, except it's hollow. Why is that awesome? Because that means the sauce gets inside the noodles. Okay? Just think about that. Each thing is something different. How do we encompass that? By just calling it fucking pasta. So, we have a blanket term for Indian cuisine, Asian cuisine. Most people look at Asian cuisine and just call it Chinese food.
Yeah.
They don't call it Japanese. They don't call it Korean. They don't call it Thai. They don't call it Indian. They just call it fucking Japanese or Chinese food. And anything that has to do with cold rice and raw fish is sushi, even though there are different forms of sushi from different parts of the countries. These are blanket terms. It's not racist. It has nothing to do with being racist. And it has nothing to do with colonialism. People who colonized this country didn't fucking know what curry was.
No, they're talking about British colonialism.
Oh, I don't give a fucking shit about British colonialism.
Well, that's where it came from in this case, because for a while, Britain owned the majority of the world.
Yes. And yes, for a long time, they owned India.
Yeah.
Which is where curry comes from.
I'm sure that the people who lived in that area knew the different things that they wanted to listen. To listen to. They would different specific dishes they wanted to eat. But when you're trying to discuss something with somebody who's never been there and who has never tasted these foods and doesn't know how to appreciate the subtleties, you just tell them, oh, it's a curry. And that gives them a frame of reference. That's why these are called this is how we get blanket terms. You don't know how to describe something to someone who has never tasted it.
Yeah. And go to most Indian restaurants, they'll have a section for curries.
Yeah.
Most of the Chinese food that we eat is not actually Chinese.
No.
Well, it is Chinese. It's just not China. They were Americanized versions made by Chinese immigrants.
And the Chinese immigrants go, fuck it, we'll let you call this Chinese food because you're paying us.
Yeah.
So, fuck this bitch.
All right.
Continue.
The word curry likely originated from British colonists who were mispronouncing something else, although it's not clear what exactly they were mispronouncing.
Oh, okay. I'm going to stop you again. Then it's definitely not colonialism, because if you can't determine what word they were mispronouncing, you have no idea what they were saying in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So again, number 2, fuck this bitch.
Quote, the word curry does not exist in any South Asian language to my knowledge. The University of Vermont professor Lies Morgenstein First, I don't even care if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, told NBC News. Curry is one of these words that most historians attribute to the British bad ear. White people wanted South Asian food, but not overly spiced or smelly, the professor said. And the lack of temperance in our food or in our emotionality is a problem, she told NBC News. That's one thing that is rooted in white Christian supremacy.
Wow. So not just white supremacy, white Christian supremacy.
According to Hellcat, per Wikipedia, curry is the anglicized spelling of the Tamil word kari, which means sauce or relish for rice. So this woman needs to get over herself.
Okay. One, I don't know where... I have an idea of where the stereotype of white people not liking spices in their food came from. And that's probably British cuisine. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of British cuisine is...
bland?
Bland and boiled. But... Yeah.
And contrary to popular belief, they actually did love spices, just not in the way we think of now.
No, they
were more fans of things like nutmeg and cinnamon and pepper,
More of
and
the sweet spices or
there,
the
a
more
lot more of
potent
the
spices.
a lot more of the more potent and or sweet. There's a spice blend that if you ever watch Townsend, he talks about making, and it's savory, but it involves things like I said, nutmeg and cinnamon and all these other things. So they use spices. It's just their palates were very different. It wasn't spicy; it was more sweet and savory.
Yeah.
And
So
let's remember that spices basically were the currency of the world. If you were a spice merchant, you were rich AF.
Yeah.
yeah, and most of those spices most of the prices of those spices came from, well, the British colonies,
Yeah.
from England and things like that. So I don't know where that stereotype came from, but I have an idea. I don't like bland food.
Hmm.
On top of that, I have trained. I used to not be able to handle spice, like hot spice. I have trained my palate to be able to handle spice, and I'm getting the white girl that's down there showing her cleavage to handle spice as well. Now, she made a
It's
mistake.
ruining my enjoyment of my family's food, though.
You're welcome. Now, the other night, I made barbecue, so I made my own barbecue sauce. I let Ishtar taste it before I start cooking it.
Hmm.
And she makes the mistake of saying it needs a little more kick. Ishtar has not realized that once it starts cooking, the spices come out. So what did I do? I added a little bit more red pepper. I added some tapatio sauce, give it nice smoky chipotle flavor.
It was really good.
It was really good, but the spice kicked you in the teeth. So it's
They're also grouping all white people into one group. I mean,
No,
reality.
Hellcat. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just responding to Hellcat. Finish what you're saying.
I said the reality is not all white culture is the same. There's British, there's Scottish,
Irish,
Irish, German, and
Swedish.
Swedish, and different spices and levels and different types of cuisine amongst all of them.
well, that's the thing. I mean, we're getting into the whole racist thing that we're talking about of white culture. Well, what again? You pointed out what type of white culture? Because there's no white country.
And Irish food is different from British food, is different
From
from
Scottish food, different from Russian food, different from Croatian food, different from Swedish food. And who does not like IKEA's Swedish meatballs?
I mean,
those things are addictive.
So,
Hellcat. I do not have to add water for Matt. I have to add something else that we can't discuss on this show, but he does make his own sauce.
you kind of made that gross?
We're not gonna go with that.
Yeah. So, let's not forget that yes, all of these cuisines are great. Japanese cuisine is amazing. Italian cuisine is off the charts. But there is one cuisine that reigns supreme, to quote Iron Chef. And
Yours?
No, not even mine. But
I disagree.
it is one cuisine that a lot of places, a lot of countries have taken as their own and infused it into their own cuisines, and that is French cuisine.
Yeah, French cuisine is they are the first to really have.
In culinary school, the first thing that we were taught was the 5 mother sauces. These are the 5 sauces that every sauce is a derivative from. And one that everybody knows, that not many people understand, is a bechamel sauce. A bechamel sauce is a cheese sauce. You have had it before. Anytime you have had macaroni and cheese, you've had a bechamel. Now, you can make your own bechamel sauce and make your own macaroni and cheese that will top anything that Velveeta or any of the other people can make. It's real simple. It's cheese, butter, and flour, and that's it.
And salt.
And milk. I'm sorry, or heavy cream. But there are 5 mother sauces, and every single one of those sauces, except for marinara sauce, comes from France.
Don't tell this cook that. She doesn't understand that.
Anyway, let's continue with this bitch's article and
Yes.
how curry is fucking racist.
Fansel told NBC she doesn't want to completely strike curry from the record, but it is often correct for certain South Asian dishes. But she is just aiming for some nuance. Curry shouldn't be all that you think about when you think South Asian food, she told the interviewer said in the interview. But that hasn't stopped some people from pushing back on the movement. Quote, I lost the will to live as soon as we started talking about it, British host Simon McCoy said in a widely circulated clip covering the controversy.
Someone made a joke that I missed, but I'm going to go back and read it. Yeknamina said, curry is nice, good flavor to it, especially Tim Curry. Tim Curry is the best curry.
Mm.
So, yeah, there are... It's just this... Okay, so they want nuance to their curry.
Yeah.
There is nuance. Go to a Thai restaurant that serves curry in the general term. There's
very
24 different versions of curry. Each one has its own name. Each one has an amount of spice and flavor. Some of them just go off of color. Did you know there's a such thing as green curry?
Yeah.
That's it. It's just called green curry. Green Thai curry. The only reason you know it's spicy is because Thai is in the name.
Mm.
It's like kimchi. Kimchi is fermented cabbage. But it's not just that. You add your own spices to it. It's like pickles.
Yeah.
Pickles can be whatever the fuck you want.
Well,
If you have certain spices that you like that you want to put in your pickling sauce or your pickling brine, that's fine. It's still a pickle. There's nuance.
Well, not to mention pickling, it doesn't just refer to like cucumbers and making pickles. At some point, I have pickled garlic in my fridge. That's homemade pickled garlic. Not just that, homemade teriyaki pickled garlic. We make sweet pickles. We've made regular dill pickles. I mean,
our dill pickles are ready.
Yes, they are. Which we will.
Sorry,
try,
that just reminded me. Continue.
Which we will try after the show.
Yeah, but I mean, there's different pickling. Like, there's a lot of. I think what she's forgetting is there's a lot of general terms with cooking that don't just mean one thing. And there's plenty of foods or types of cuisine that are only known for. If you've never had it before, you might only know that one thing.
Tom brings up a good point. He says, whoa. Sandwich is racist. It just lumps all sandwiches together. What about my cultural distinction? I'm being erased. Well, sandwiches, it is a good point. And it is technically a good example because there are different types of sandwiches. And then there are different genres of sandwiches. So you can have a PB&J, which is a simple sandwich. You can have a club sandwich. It's the same distinction that you have with curries. So curry is a blanket term, just like sandwich. Hell, hamburger is a blanket term. Hot dog is a blanket term. These blanket terms have nuances to them that give the descriptions of what they are. Green Thai curry, green chili curry, yellow curry, curry tikka masala, PB&J, tuna salad sandwich, Reuben. I mean, they're all po' boy, exactly. So this is fucking. I hate this woman. Like I don't hate many people, but for the fact that you are trying to call, it's like trying to make knitting racist.
Someone tried that. Remember? We lost Ish for a while.
I remember that. I remember Ishtar being pissed off about the knitting is racist thing because, and that's another thing. The person who got called racist for knitting was trying to celebrate the culture.
Oh yeah.
She was excited for going to India. She was excited to get all these natural fibers and natural colors, and she loved the culture. But that was racist. This bitch, the one that is over there in this article, that bitch is basically saying that it doesn't matter if you are expressing your love for the culture. If you use the term curry, you're racist.
Mhm.
Because it's a colonized term. How about, for the first time in ever, people shut the fuck up about colonizing anything, because every single dominant culture that we have in the world today colonized something else.
Mhm.
There is no such thing as cultural appropriation. Okay? It is cultural appreciation. And if you can't get that, take your wannabe PhD bullshit and shove it right up your candy ass. Okay? Because I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of hearing about cultural appropriation of this. Because listen, I grew up in the 90s. Guess what one of my favorite bands was? ICP. Why? One, they were edgy. Two, the music was really good. Three, they had a great message. And four, this is going to blow your fucking mind. Even though that they cuss a lot, they're a Christian fucking rap band.
Yep.
They really are.
ICP was great. But now, since if they came out now, they would be considered cultural appropriating. Because it's two white guys rapping.
I would love to hear what they said about that.
They would say fuck off.
Yeah.
It would be a lot more than that.
ICP has single-handedly saved a soda company. I have never had a Faygo in my life, but I got a picture today from someone that I know in my in my DMs showing me a store in Detroit that is selling nothing but a fucking a fucking wall of Faygo. There's 30 different flavors. ICP single-handedly saved it because they promoted it as much as they did, because they're from Detroit and they enjoyed the soda as much as they did.
Mm-hmm.
When I first heard them talking about Faygo, I thought they were talking about some fucking type of alcohol. I looked for it everywhere. Didn't even know for a second that it was soda.
Mm.
And Dark says Violent J did tell people to fuck off, because apparently they've probably been accused
They probably
of it
tried to
already.
cancel them more than a few times.
Early 2000s with the it was early 2000s, late 90s with Eminem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happened with where they've tried to go after anyone.
Well,
for
see,
that.
Eminem got made fun of for being a white rapper, and then he started to rap, and people went, "Oh, we're gonna shut up now."
Yeah. Well, think about it. This was a couple of years ago. There was a girl who was attacked online because she wore basically, that little red dress from China.
The
that
kimono.
We see, it wasn't a kimono. It's called something else, but it's Chinese, not Japanese.
I know what you're talking about. I remember.
It's a simple dress. It was red. She probably bought it from some Chinese store somewhere. I don't know. And she wore it to prom. And because she was a white girl, she got attacked by Chinese Americans going, "You're appropriating our culture."
And the Chinese went, "Shut up. We give these people these things as gifts."
Well, no, the Chinese, actual Chinese went, "No, it's a special occasion dress. Prom is special occasion. Good for her for buying that dress."
You're talking about that one. Okay, because there were two. There were two that happened around the same time.
Yeah, and both times, it's a big difference. I think the difference is if they're from the West or actually from the country.
Yeah.
Because actual Chinese they don't care how white you are. If you want to buy their clothing made from their cheap factories, they'll sell it to you. Wear it. Great. Whatever. Cool. Whatever.
As long as you don't buy it from a clothing store that also sells wreaths, because apparently that's a funeral shop and that's funeral wear, and it's horrifying to the Chinese people to see that.
Gnostic says this is basic classification and taxonomy. Some people will never understand that. These are the people who rode the small bus and went to the SPED room.
Oh God, that room that had the foosball tables and everything because they couldn't pay attention in class.
Yeah. So I can't, especially with food. There's no cultural appropriation in food. No. There's no cultural appropriation in clothing.
Everyone's stolen from everyone. If you want to call it theft, technically the true origins of barbecue was Britain.
Same thing kind of with fried stuff. But yeah. My thing is food is meant to be shared. one of the things that I love more than anything when I cook. One thing that I try and do as often as I can is get Ishtar pissed off. Not in the way that you
really?
not in the way that you think. I want her to get angry because she doesn't want to stop eating the food.
He's done it to me a couple of times.
It means it's that good. One thing I love is when I make dinner, and because Brockus is here, he gets to share in the dinner. Him to come out and tell me how good it was.
Brockus is a fabulous reviewer.
So it's
because he will tell you in no uncertain terms if it's amazing or not.
I made what was it, the barbecue that I made the apples and the barbecue garlic corn? It was the really
Yes.
it was the one you said that I needed to kick it up a notch. So
Yep.
I made, and this is probably gonna be the last thing. We got creepy spooky after this, and then that'll be it. I made barbecue chicken. I made garlic corn, and then I made vanilla and strawberry rum poached apples.
So good.
For those of you who don't know what poaching is, it's basically boiling or frying the whatever it is you're cooking in the liquid, and it you can poach eggs, you can poach chicken, you can poach steak, you can poach apples, any type of fruit. You can poach pork. It absorbs, when you poach pork in oil, it absorbs the moistness of the oil and the flavors that you infused in the oil. So this I'm bringing this dish up because the chicken tasted different depending on how you ate. So if you ate the chicken by itself, you got hit with the spice. If you took a bite of the garlic corn and then ate the chicken, you got another set of flavors altogether. The spice was calmed down, and you got this nice kick of garlic plus the barbecue sauce sweetness. You got to taste more of the sauce itself because I also threw chocolate cocoa powder in there and espresso, so you got to taste the chocolate because of the garlic. Now, if you ate the poached apples and then took a bite, you got hit with something spicier because your tongue was already hitting that sweetness, and then the spice just comes right behind it.
Apparently we're torturing people.
Sorry. I'm a big guy. I love talking about food. I love cooking. But without what I loved is exploring that. And Brockus came out and said the exact same thing. He said he wasn't prepared for the spice right away because I'm a white boy. But every single time he took something different, it changed the way that the chicken tasted. You got a whole experience of flavors just by 3 things, which is something that anybody can do. And food is meant to be shared. Food is meant to be experienced. Like there's a place that's here in Seattle that it's one of those weird places that you eat in the dark.
I want to do that.
Ishtar and I want to try it. Because when you lose one sense, your other senses strengthen. And believe it or not, you don't eat with your tongue. You eat with your tongue, but I mean, you don't taste things with your tongue. Your tongue gets 5 basic flavors. Exactly, Wren. Your nose is what gives you the sense of taste.
It's why when you have a cold and your nose is stuffed up, you can't taste anything.
Which is also why COVID sucks, because you can't taste anything. But there's no such thing as cultural appropriation at all. People who are taking it and using it for themselves are doing it because they're appreciating it, or they thought it was cool, or thought it was something that would be interesting. It's not mocking it. It's not claiming it as their own. It's saying, this was something I'm interested in, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to put my own thing on it. There's a person I follow on Twitter, and they follow me. They're a writer. And they asked today, does anybody else, while they're writing, take inspiration from movies or comic books about scenes or anything like that? And I said, everybody takes inspiration for those things. It's what you do with it to make it your own that makes the difference. So, again, for the 3rd time, fuck this bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, Zeo Gold, you're way past that one. I've been called far right quite a few times.
You've been called a far right since I've known you.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So let us go with spooky science. I think it's the last thing we got.
Man arrested after shooting at hotel aliens.
That's a way to end the show. Killing aliens. All right. We go from
A man from
food
Waco.
to aliens.
Yep. A man from Waco was arrested at the weekend after firing his gun at aliens he had seen outside the hotel. The bizarre incident kicked off at a hotel on Keeneland Drive, Richmond, on the morning of September 11th, when bystanders called the police to report that gunshots had been heard. When the police arrived, they discovered that someone was shooting a gun from one of the hotel's windows and quickly moved to evacuate civilians from the vicinity of the building. The Richmond Police Emergency Response Unit then made their way to the room from which the shots were being fired, where they found an armed male, who was later identified as 55-year-old Samuel Riddle, as well as a female who was hiding in an adjoining bathroom.
From the dude with the gun.
Yeah. After Riddle was subdued and arrested, he attempted to explain his actions to detectives by claiming that he had observed aliens in the parking lot and was shooting at them. Turns out he was, in fact, a convicted felon and was in possession of several guns. He was charged with multiple offenses, including wanton endangerment and criminal mischief. Fortunately, no one was injured during the incident.
I know it doesn't state it, but who thinks PCP or some form of drug was involved?
Meth.
Damn alien says, leave us alone.
Right?
Yeah.
Mitzi has acquired pizza. Ding!
Well, it is about that time, ladies. I know this was kind of a short show. I apologize for that, guys. But, well, you're just gonna have to deal with it. There's Ishtar cleavage for me to deal with. We have pickles to taste, and I have, cake. So,
Are you sharing?
Those are 3 essential food groups. I share the cake most of the time.
You've only had one slice.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, fair. Okay.
So, thank you for joining us, everyone. This has been MSNBC, my snarky news broadcasting channel. All of the news, none of the pants. And I can guarantee that at least one of my co-hosts, the one that's below me, is not wearing pants.
Me. That's me. Hi. I'm going to be below him later, too.
My name is Matt, and I've been joined by my 2 gorgeous, if not mischievous, co-hosts, Wren from Renditions, Renelations, Shitlords Anonymous, and Cringe Collective.
Hey, later, guys.
As well as Ishtar from her own Twitch streams, and where she helps out here on Help for the Guildless.
Good night.
So I hope you all have a wonderful evening, a wonderful rest of your week, and we will see you all next time.
Later.